Today we're going to talk about back pain, why you might have it, how to potentially fix it. So when we have back pain, I have three things that I like to talk about whenever I work with an individual that has some back pain. We probably want to look at our feet first. When people don't look at their feet, they are missing a huge impact on how to resolve potential back pain. So take a look at your shoes right now. If you're not wearing shoes, look at the shoe you normally wear. It might have some of these qualities: a large heel cushion, a toe spring where the front of the shoe comes up. It probably has an arch support, potentially, and then a very narrow toe box. And if you try and like smash and roll the shoe, it's probably not that flexible. I'm actually wearing one of my favorite Barefoot company shoes right here. So let's talk about that shoe again one more time. When I'm looking for a good shoe, this is what I want. I want it to be flat. I want it to have a wide toe box. I want it to be no arch support. This is a very thin sole as well. I want it to be really, really flexible, and this is a solid attachment to my foot because it's a shoe. So why is those other shoes bad? It prevents your foot from working in the way that it should naturally function, and because it usually has a large heel support, we end up walking around. You ever seen that meme and it's like, is your girl bad or does she just have an excessive lordosis? We all are walking around like we have an excessive lordosis, right? This crazy curve right here where I'm sticking my butt out and my spine is just nice and arched and just putting a ton of pressure there. And then I'm like, why when I back squat and put a bunch of heavy weight there, do I have any pain? Okay, super important to address training barefoot. That's why it's one of the main constraints in the intention training protocol. So addressing your shoes is going to be point number one. If you want to transition to barefoot shoes, I'm going to make a video for that, and we'll talk more about that specifically in that video. But really what you want to focus on is don't do too much too soon. Have it to walk around in. When you get tired, get off your feet or put your old shoes back on. And if you're going to train, do stuff that's not necessarily super dynamic. Run extra slow, probably more of like a jog-walk combo. Spend time biking, right, and rowing because your foot is going to be stationary. Spend time squatting, benching, strict pressing. Don't be doing box jumps. Don't be jumping up and down from the bar. Don't be doing sprints. That's way too much too soon if you haven't trained barefoot before. So that's point number one. Get rid of your shoes or get barefoot shoes. Point number two, your resting positions. What do I mean by that? How do you spend most of your time resting? You're usually standing, sitting, or laying down. And as human beings, we're meant to have way more resting positions than that. I'll put a picture up here. There it is, I'm pretty sure, of all these different types of resting positions that we might have when you guys are living your everyday life. And the more resting positions I have, the better. A lot of stiffness that we feel is going to be a protective-based stiffness from our nervous system. Not only my muscle is literally short and much tighter. So my body doesn't trust me to do this range of motion because I'm never in any other range of motion than overextended standing, laying down probably overextended, or sitting in a chair where then I'm extra rounded. So we have these three resting positions only and we're losing all this extra range of motion. So what you want to do is spend more time sitting cross-legged. Spend time sitting on the floor at your home rather than sitting on your couch or in a chair. My girlfriend and I, we do a lot of ground living. We lay on the ground. We have no couch. We have two chairs that we only sit in every once in a while. And it's not a surprise that actually whenever we go somewhere that does have comfortable seating, we're like, oh my God, my back hurts. You just don't realize it's bad for you because you're always in these three resting positions and you become numb to anything else. So spend time sitting in different resting positions. Try some of these out and see how that starts to make you feel. And then main point number three when we come to exercising, you're not moving with the right tension or you're not focusing on tension at all and you just only care about position, or you're just not even thinking, you're just moving and doing nothing else. Let's use the example of a deadlift, and a back squat. So when I'm doing those movements, I want to feel specific muscles. If I'm just going and picking the bar up off the ground, where I see most people having back pain is not because their back's a little bit rounded, sometimes not even because it's overextended, but it's because their spine changes its range as they are moving the weight, and that's the dangerous part. And then also because our hips are usually tilted forward, I am overextended, right? A neutral spine, now under most coach's eyes, is usually a little bit overextended, right? Like I'm setting up and I'm way too overextended in my setup position. So what I want you to do is be able to find the smiley face of your core. I had the video link below. The smiley face of your core, be able to feel the obliques, be able to feel the low abs, learn how to find tension there, and then This is going to sound weird, but it does not matter how rounded then you look in the deadlift and in your squat, because you're feeling the right muscles as you do them. It might mean that you have to use a different object. It might mean that you have to go a little bit lighter, but you will earn a better position by focusing on tension. You will not feel the right muscle by just focusing on position. So I want you to be able to feel the smiley face. I'll put a couple other links for finding your glutes, for finding your hamstrings, and for finding your lats. And that's going to be extremely important for when you do the deadlift, and then even for parts of when you do the back squat, right? I see the same thing. Everyone's like, puff your chest up. Well, hey, now I'm hyper overextended, and the moment I start to break below parallel, I'm probably going to butt wink and tuck my back. So now my hip is literally rocking back and forth, all crazy and wild, because I am focusing more in position than I am on tension. So as you go through the movement, you want to focus on what muscles am I supposed to feel during it, and how do I get to feel them better, and then being able to check the ego at the door to maybe modify to a lighter weight. Ideally, you'd switch from a barbell to a sandbag or to a slam ball or to some other type of odd object, and that's going to make the biggest difference for you. But this is why I see so many people that have back pain, and then as soon as we teach them to find the right muscles, even though they look really rounded, immediately their pain is gone. And that's not necessarily the point, but they're feeling the right muscles, and then their position dramatically improves over time when they focus on it. So again, to re-say the three main points, we want to take a look at our shoes, investing in barefoot shoes and moving barefoot. We want to change our resting positions and not only focus on 3 of them. You don't have to go to a crazy extreme. Make the floor nice and comfy. Spend some time sitting on the ground. I'm not saying you have to stretch. I'm just saying you have to spend time resting in different positions. And then point number 3, beginning to focus on tension and not just the position you're in, or not just achieving the task that you want, but how you are doing the task that you are going after. So don't forget to subscribe if you like today's video. Comment questions below. You guys can reach out to me on Instagram and on Twitter. I'll be continuing to post videos. If you guys have any videos or concepts that you want me to talk about, please do comment that below as well, or shoot me a direct message on Instagram. And if you want to join the intention training team to be able to train this way 4 days per week to supplement or to replace some of the programming that you already have, you can do so at the link below in the description. And I look forward to hearing from you guys.